Hi, welcome to Mieby. I'm your host Lumi.
And I'm your host, Kobe.
Today we will decide,
Are they the assholes?
How you feeling today? How you feeling today, Kobe?
I'm really excited about this broadcast because I like to react and hear about the teas
Yes, we
that
get to
people
hear all
have.
the tea. Yes, ma'am.
How about you? How you feeling today, Lumi?
I've never done something like this, so I'm pretty excited. I hope it's gonna go well, but we'll see.
Me too.
Okay, let's get into it. Am I the asshole for blocking an Airbnb's view of my house? So far, what are we thinking?
Like what kind of Airbnb are they talking about?
Okay.
I mean, I understand because it's privacy, right?
I've already posted this asking for legal advice, but I thought I'd ask for moral advice as well. Last year, we bought a historical property with a fair-sized chunk of land. The previous owners had ran it into a small hotel but couldn't keep up the pace at their old age. We turned the property back into a private residence. A main country road runs right by the longest edge of the unfenced garden, so we decided to plant hedges for privacy and to block off access in case my nephews wanted to visit and play football, do whatever. So far, they seem pretty justified so far.
This is pretty alright, yeah?
There's a small gardener's college, in quotes, right at the edge of this line, which is sold separately than when we bought our house. We made sure to keep any bushes between us and them on our side of the property line. We were unaware that the elderly couple had sold the college a few years ago to their relatives and planned to turn it into an Airbnb. We only know this now this summer, as the growth of the owners had finally noticed the small hedge and realized what we had done. He and the couple have sent official-looking letters stating we are impeding their reasonable enjoyment of the property, as they plan to market the cottage off as property with views of a historical landmark. And once our hedge is at full height, they won't be able to see it, and the view will be almost completely diminished. So am I the asshole for potentially damaging someone's income by planting these hedges?
Well, hey.
Yeah.
It's somebody.
They planted it on his property. And he planted on his own property. And it doesn't seem like there's an HOA, so it doesn't matter. I don't think he's the asshole in this. I can understand where the other person's coming from, but he needs to be more reasonable. No?
Truly. I think he is an asshole. What do you think?
You think he's I don't think he's the asshole. I feel like he's justified in planting hedges, especially because his nephews want to come and play, assuming that they're younger. He wants to protect them. I understand. Okay, so you say he's the asshole, I say he's not the asshole.
Before you plant the hedges, I say you ask the owner first, then you plant it.
No, but so it's the dude that has the historical house planted the hedges on his property. So it's the person with the cottage that wants to sell the house with quote unquote historical views won't have the view because the hedges are grown up. But the hedges are meant for privacy.
Oh,
yeah,
but they're not. Oh, there's not.
Is he the asshole, Kobe?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Because I thought that was the other people's property. So that was what is that like?
Okay, it's not the asshole. Okay.
But what does it matter? Because it's his property and he can do whatever he wants to.
Exactly, but because the dude's trying to sell it with quote unquote historical views because it would make the price go up of the house, I'd assume. No? I mean, I understand why he'd be mad, but it's not justified. I think he just has to kind of put up with it. It's not
okay, but he could have asked nicely instead of sending an official looking letters hello.
Still.
Hello.
I don't think he has any legal grounds to do anything in regards to that. So, I don't know. Okay, let's go on to the next one, since we have decided he's not the asshole.
Okay, yeah, because I got confused for a second. I was like, Okay, so that's second story. Am I the asshole for only cooking vegetarian food for me and my boyfriend? What do you think about this title?
Um, is the boyfriend vegetarian though, or is he like only likes to eat meat? Because if you're a vegetarian, I understand. You gotta kind of
Mm-hmm.
respect each other's views and compromise. So far, I don't think they're the asshole.
Okay, so I, 20 years old female, have been living with my boyfriend, 26 years old, for almost a year, and he is a great person. However, we have recently been arguing because my boyfriend thinks it's unfair that I only cook vegetarian food. It started a few weeks ago when he made a disgusting at the food I've cooked. I asked why, and he said that he was tired of eating I can't speak. Okay. Vegetables. He said I should start making food with meats in. I told him that he could cook his own food, but he refused. His reasoning is that he works more hours than me, so I should be doing the cooking. I somewhat agree, but I don't think I should have to cook two separate meals. He's angry at me still, but I just don't think it's fair. Yes, I work for less hours, but I still work. However, I can see where he is coming from. What do you think?
Is she a vegetarian though?
He didn't say that
'Cause
she is
if
vegetarian.
you're working less hours, I understand where he's coming from. Is he wants to make like he wants the girlfriend to make more dinner because that's respectable. But if she's a vegetarian, he has to respect her views and like compromise. I don't think I understand why it could be frustrating, but I think she's not the asshole, but it's kind of in the middle for me.
Yeah, I think they're both wrong.
They're both,
first of all,
they're kind of both wrong.
why can't their boyfriend make his own food? Like, are you not capable of making it? Like I know you're
understand,
tired, but
yeah.
you know,
I feel
you
like
can still make your own food.
maybe the girlfriend, because I don't know if the girlfriend's vegetarian, but I'm assuming she is. So maybe they compromise and one makes food half the week and the other half.
Like, I'm also like thinking the girlfriend is not very considerate about it. Like just because you're vegetarian doesn't mean you have to like make everybody
Else
to eat the same food
yeah,
as you do.
but on that note, I know some vegetarian food can taste just like meat, and if the like
oh yeah,
I don't think there should be a problem if the girlfriend is not just like making salads every day. Because
man, I love vegan burger.
Exactly, you can have cheese and eggs. Vegetarians just no meat, and there's faux meat for everything. So, I feel like it's leaning more on the boyfriend's the asshole, but they're both in the wrong. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like I think they should communicate with each other.
Yeah, the communication is not good.
This lack of the communication is all I can see.
So I guess they're living together. So I guess they've like been together for a decent amount of time, and their communication skills don't seem to be the best.
Same.
Okay. Let's just get into the
Like,
next.
what do you think about it? Like,
I mean,
like, if you only eat like vegetarian food, and you're the one who always do the cooking, and like your boyfriend is complaining about the food you made.
I mean, occasionally I could make food just for him, but every day making two separate meals is ridiculous. I say like maybe once or twice a week if she makes a meal for him, that's fine. But he can eat what she makes, or he can make his own food.
I was thinking like, okay, if you don't like your partner's food, like tell her, but like you don't get mad at her for like only making vegetarian food.
I mean, she also works, so she's also going to be tired because no amount of work you do, like you're going to be tired regardless if you work. So
yeah, exactly.
He should have more leniency with her and communication. Communication is
yeah,
so far.
communication is the key, guys.
Is the key. Okay. Am I the asshole for taking back a shawl my wife made for my bride to be after she was uninvited from the wedding? Thoughts?
Well,
I don't think there's enough information in the title to make a
okay.
Okay.
Like
Okay, my wife Lena crochets a lot and often gifts it to friends and family. When her second oldest brother got married, she made the bride-to-be a shawl to wear over the dress in the evening. The bride loved it ever since, and Lena has made shawls for everyone in the family getting married. Now Lena's oldest brother, George, is getting married again. Lena doesn't have a relationship with George, as he was abusive to her as a child, but she seems to be polite to him, but distant. She doesn't want to cut off the rest of her family because of George. I work with George, and while we aren't friends, he's friendly at work. Lena encouraged this. When George moved out of my team, I was going to request a transfer, not wanting to expose Lena for having George on my team, as we get a lot of compliments together. As it is a family wedding, Lena's mom asked if she could crochet a shawl for George's fiance, and Lena agreed. That's nice of her. It was arranged that once it was finished, I would take it and give it to George so that Lena didn't have to see them. Yeah, Lena's pretty good. Okay. Earlier this week, the shawl was completed, and I emailed George at work to let him know that I would bring it in today as the wedding is tomorrow. When I got into work this morning, I gave George the shawl. George the shawl.
Georgie.
And let him know that Lena and I were looking forward to the wedding. Come lunchtime, Lena called me to let me know that George's fiance had called her and told her that she was no longer invited to our wedding, citing that the place of the wedding having the reception is too small for the number of guests that she had coming, so they're making cutbacks. However, I was still invited to the wedding. I was mad at this because they clearly only invited Lena to get a shawl, which is just mean and rude. They had asked Lena to outright make one. She probably would have done because she loves to crochet. On my way out of work, I noticed George wasn't at his desk, but the shawl was. I was still mad that they had used Lena to get a shawl, and I shoved it in my work bag. I left a note on his desk telling George, since Lena was no longer invited, the shawl and I would not be attending either. On my way home, I told Lena what I had done, and I asked her if she wanted to go out instead, so we didn't have to waste on a sitter. So I guess they have kids. Lena was upset that I had taken the shawl as it was causing an uproar in the family chat. People were calling her petty because I took it back. Lena wants me to give it back, but I don't think I should. They don't deserve Lena's kindness. However, at the same time, I don't want Lena to be upset with me over George over a simple shawl. Am I the asshole for taking back the shawl?
I don't think she is. I think she's a badass.
Yeah, fuck Lena. After her abusive brother, she's still willing to do something for him because it's fam. Oh, she's sweet. Oh. So the husband is in the right. The husband's definitely in the right for taking it. 100%.
Wait, so my wife...
So it's the husband.
So that was the husband's.
This is the husband perspective, and Lena's the wife that made the shawl.
Bruh.
They're not the assholes.
They are not.
George is like how.
Like if they don't respect his wife, like he should Yeah,
that's. I mean, and like he said, she loves to crochet. They probably could have just asked her without inviting her to the wedding, and like that is so mean because a lot of preparation goes into going to a wedding, especially getting like a nice outfit, getting a sitter like
I know.
They have. Oh, that is
like only inviting her just for the shore man,
and then just letting her husband come along. Like I mean, cutbacks maybe I understand, but having the husband and not Lena go is, I don't know, it's kind of,
and like that's her oldest brother too. Aren't they supposed to be family?
I know.
Like, do you that's how you treat your little sister?
He was abusive towards her, but she was still nice towards him. Like,
I would not take that. Like, actually, W for the man.
Justice for Lena.
Justice for
Lena. Okay, so ultimately we decide that George is the asshole.
Like, definitely. Like, why would you do that to your little sister?
That's mean. Oh.
And like, how many times it takes to make one shawl?
Oh, forever.
Exactly.
I feel like they're gonna cave and give it back, or else there's gonna be a family uproar though.
Yeah, like, and like, isn't like they say, yeah, like we have like the place is like it's too small for one more people.
And
Cap.
there was
I'm
an
telling
edit.
you, cap.
There was an edit at the end, and it was like I have messaged
Wait.
the group chat letting them know that I took it and that if they should be pissed at anyone, it should be me. But I would also do it again because no one gets to be a dick to my Lena.
Let's go.
W husband.
W. We all need a man like that.
Yo.
To protect the women.
No, honestly, if only. Yo. Okay.
Like I would cry if I like, because I have like an older sister, right? Like
Yeah.
I would cry if she does that to me.
Oh, I feel bad for Lena and her husband. Is so. I love her husband. That's great. That's great. Okay, are you ready to go on to the next one?
Okay, let me find.
Let's go.
Okay, the next one. Am I the asshole for telling my mum she won't be able to go to my wedding in her chosen dress?
If it's a white dress, then yes.
Okay.
Because white's only meant for the bride. Like I understand. I feel like the mom's dress is gonna be a white dress, like a very
because we
white
all
dress.
like know the rules, right?
Yeah,
like
like,
only the bride wear the white.
Exactly, unless they specifically say you're allowed to wear white. So
Okay.
So far, I think the mother's in the wrong because she's probably wearing white.
Okay, let's see.
Listen.
I, 30 years old man, I'm getting married to my fiance, 30 years old man as well, in a couple of months. I've told others about when the wedding is, and almost everyone had a normal reaction. Almost. When I told my mom, she got upset. My mom has always been weird with me, almost as if she was obsessed with me. It's always weirded me out. After telling my mom, she ghosted me. After days of ignoring me, she finally contacted me and asked me to come over. She told me she had finally found an outfit she would like to wear and that I should come over to discuss over dinner. The wedding's theme is white and blue. The guest was supposed to wear blue, and that's what I asked my mom to choose a colored outfit for.
Okay.
When I asked her to show me the outfit, I was shocked to see her in a long white dress.
I knew
She
it.
said that the dress. I knew it. What do you think so far? Like,
Well, I mean,
okay, we have gay couples, and the mom is wearing the white.
So I understand like a really blue outfit with like a white accent. I understand what they're trying to go for, and they made it clear to the mom that they only wanted them to wear blue. So I think the mom is in the wrong, especially with a big fancy white dress. Like, I don't know.
Like a long white dress.
Oh, nah, it's red flag.
Red flag to this one.
Red flag for the mom.
Okay. She said that the dress was perfect for the wedding, and that since there wasn't a bride, the parents should wear white. I only have my
Yikes.
mom, and my husband doesn't have his parents, only his grandparents. I told her that despite there being no bride, it was still weird for her to wear white. She called me an a-hole, said that I was overreacting and that I was being dramatic. I told her that she won't wear it and that she wouldn't be allowed in the wedding if she wore white. She's now mad at me and not talking to me. This is just a short version of everything that happened. I may be overreacting, but am I in the wrong?
No, he is not in the wrong. What's wrong with the mom? Like,
Okay, so he did mention that like his mom like were obsessed with him.
but still, like, you don't need to call your son an asshole for not letting you wear basically a wedding dress because there's no bride at the wedding. Like, what? Like,
Yeah, you'd be like, yeah, you're not taking my son away. He's mine.
like you can.
You ever seen that parents like they're just like really like protective over the son?
Yeah, I don't know. That's I think it's the mother's fault personally.
Like definitely, like why would you do that to your son? Like you're taking his bride.
Yeah, like it doesn't even matter that there's no bride. Like if, like it's still not your like. Please,
It's not your wedding, man. Like
not your
everything
place
is not about you.
he told her to wear a blue dress. Like a blue dress, not a white dress. A blue
Like
dress.
how hard is it to wear a blue dress? I don't
It's
get
not
it.
that hard. Now
Just got a goddamn blue dress.
watch her either change to a blue dress and come to the wedding and like midway through change to the white dress, or crash the wedding with the white dress.
Exactly, like you're not the bride. You're not marrying to your son. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. She's just one of those weird moms. Yeah. Like, I understand.
One of the weird moms. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
I understand if they asked, like, can you wear a white dress? Because, you know, that makes sense. Sure, why not? But, like, the mom's definitely in the wrong here.
I think she just want to make drama out of it.
Yeah, I mean, she could have gone about it in a different way and not just straight up calling her son an asshole, because that's pretty harsh for any parent
like,
to
my
say.
son is an a-hole because like he wouldn't let me wear a white dress in his wedding.
I wanted to be the bride.
That doesn't even make sense, Mom.
That is so mean. Oh my god. Oh, I feel so bad for them. Yeah, the mom is definitely in the wrong. Aw.
Yeah, but I still like feel bad for him because it's like his only parents.
Well, I know
and
it's
like
his mom, but still, I don't think she. Maybe she's a bit toxic, if anything.
yeah, he did mention that he was weird. She was weird.
Yeah. Yeah, the mom's definitely in the wrong here.
Do you have any weird mom stories? Like you heard from others?
My friend got his bed taken away because he didn't eat broccoli.
How old was your friend?
14.
Okay, that.
He was a very sheltered child, I will say.
I still feel like maybe the food wasn't good, you know?
Yeah, but it was
Mom, maybe your cooking wasn't that good.
It's because he didn't want to eat some vegetables. It's one of those parents that, like, you have to finish your whole plate before you get up.
Oh, yeah. We all been through that.
Yeah. Oh, man. I feel like I'm traumatized. Man. That's horrible. Okay. Am I the asshole for looking out for my new coworkers by telling her that her food might be upsetting others?
What?
Yeah. Okay, I'll read it one more time. Am I the asshole for looking out for my new coworker by telling her that her food might be upsetting others?
Like, how upsetting is it? Like,
maybe it smell.
Oh, it stinks because
maybe
you know,
some
like my
smell.
friend. Every time my friend has like tuna pasta, and I hate tuna smell, I just tell like, "You get that shit away from me."
Yeah. Wait. Okay. So far, do we think he's the asshole for looking out for her?
Okay, it depends. I'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
I, 32 male, white, and potentially in trouble at work, but I don't really think I deserve it. My coworker Anna, 23-ish, female, Asian, is new at her office and she brings her own lunch on days we don't have a food truck. On Thursday, which was yesterday, she brought in a homemade stir fry and used our shared microwave in the break room to do it. I was in the room when she took it out of the microwave and it smelled heavenly. I asked her what the recipe was, and she told me it was just a bunch of ingredients and spices thrown together, as to not waste any veggies that might go bad soon. When I was telling her how good it smelled, I also mentioned that some other people in the office might think it might be too smelly or ethnic, as in racist people tend to look down on ethnic things, in quotes. I have read those kind of stories on here about microaggression when it comes to people of color and the food they bring in, and I just wanted to warn her that she might not want to bring it in anymore so that it doesn't happen to her. I emphasized that it smelled good to me personally, though. I guess a couple of the other coworkers overheard our conversation because after Anna left the room, some of them quietly told me how it was inappropriate for me to have said that. I told them that it was true that ethnic food gets ridiculed for its smell, as it's too strong sometimes, that I disagreed with the sentiment. But I also said I would like her to face less harassment in case if she didn't bring that food in anymore. One of my coworkers said that I was the only one harassing her and and saying how her food is problematic. Plus that she doesn't even bring it in every day since she just started last week. So there couldn't have been an opportunity to have this hypothetical harassment happen to her because sometimes there's food trucks, I guess. I just wanted to say, yes, even the assholes at the office make her feel welcomed. I left work that day not thinking anything about it. until the following morning, where I heard a different coworker that Anna talked to our HR department about our conversation and how she was hurt. I'm a bit frustrated as to why she didn't talk to me about it, since it was a misunderstanding and I was only trying to look out for her. I did not notice that today she was trying to dodge me, which is unusual and a bit heartbreaking. I just wanted to work things out. I wanted to be a friend to her and help her out, since this is one of her first jobs out of undergrad. But this has been blown out of proportion. Now my coworkers think I'm racist, but I'm really trying my best to be an ally. But then what do I know? So am I the asshole for telling her her food might be a bit too much for other potentially racist people in the office to handle? I feel like he could have gone about it in a different way, but I don't think he's in the wrong, because I understand where he's coming from.
Like, he was looking out for her. I get that. Maybe, like, I think that maybe he could have, like, talked to her privately, so it doesn't make her feel bad.
Maybe they did think it was private. I feel like he could have said it, and like, he did talk about how good it smelled. I guess she just got the wrong idea.
Yeah, like, she could have, like, misunderstood it.
Because I've made several Asian dishes, and I know they, like, completely smell up the house for a long time, which I love the smell, but I understand that some people just despise it, and so I can understand where he's coming from, like, just trying to help her out. Because I know, like, a lot of kids, like, at school will get bullied for having, like, quote-unquote smelly food. But I think going to HR was maybe a little too far.
Yeah. That's sad though. Like, he was just dodging her, even though he wanted, like, to look out for her.
Maybe she could have come to him in private and be like, I know setting boundaries can be really hard, especially for someone that, you know, hasn't really had a job, but be like, I don't really appreciate you telling me what I should and shouldn't do. Please don't do it again. Taking it all the way to HR though, because he talked about how he said he emphasized that it smelled good and asked for the recipe. So
I mean, he came off like friendly, but with, like, I don't think he's in the wrong. I don't get it.
I mean, he could have maybe said it in a better way, or said it in private, like more like in a more private setting, but I don't think he's in there wrong.
Like, it's like one of the other coworkers then said I was the only one harassing her. I don't think he was harassing her.
He wasn't harassing her. He was just making a statement. He said how the food smelled good. Like, I don't know. I don't think he's the asshole. It's just a miscommunication on both parts. What do you think?
Aww. Oh, like, do they, like, get close to each other, or they just met?
Well, she just started that week, like that job a week ago, so she's really new.
Okay, like, I feel like it could be I don't know how to say this, unapproachable if you, like, say those stuff for, like, the first time.
I guess so, but like that was I think that was the first time she brought food in. He was just trying to look out for her. Like, oh,
aww,
I feel bad for him. I feel like maybe his, like, tone, maybe he said it with a tone which people perceive
because I know some people, like, when they, like, talk, they could, like, come out, like, really wrong.
Yeah, and they're not trying to sound like that, but that's just how they sound.
Yeah.
Okay, so
like, it really depends, like, how you like, it was talking. Even though, like, your intention was good, like, maybe, like, sometimes when you talk, you're like, you know, it could, like, misunderstood people.
Exactly. So I don't think he's the asshole, but he could have done it in a different way.
Yeah, especially, like, when you two are not close, like just, like, be mindful of what you say.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially, like, when it comes to, like, controversial, like, stuff about, like, race and stuff.
Yeah, well, if he said something about potential, like, the smell, he must know something about racist coworkers, which I guess if it's like a 9-to-5 job and they're, like, older people, it usually comes with it, as I've learned. So he was just trying to look out for her. I feel bad. Oh,
like, I hope you guys are okay now. Like, at least, like, you guys can communicate. so you guys don't like get awkward when you see each other at work.
I feel like she's gonna keep dodging him, and he's gonna get in trouble.
And it's just gonna be like really sad, like, oh, I thought I made a new friend at work, but then she hated me.
He said he was slightly heartbroken, and like I understand, and like, oh, that is so poor man. Okay, ready to go on to the next one?
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's see. Okay. Am I the asshole for embarrassing my boyfriend in front of his dad by paying for my meal? What do you think?
I mean, it is customary for people, like your significant other, like male-wise, to pay for dinner, but it's completely fine for you to pay for your own dinner. I say maybe if the boyfriend was... Like, there's nothing wrong with her paying for dinner.
Yeah, like we all do splitting sometimes.
Sometimes, and this you can't have a boyfriend and expect to like him to pay every time. You're gonna have to pay sometime. It's just kind of how it is.
All right, let's just see.
Okay,
English is not the first language in my country. Sorry, me and my boyfriend have been dating for a few months. 18 years old female and 18 years old male. I can't talk with my BFF about this problem because she already dislikes him for other reasons. Interesting. I wonder what the other reasons is. I don't mind being spoiled sometimes, but I also don't mind splitting the bill. But his behavior is getting out of hand. I am struggling financial and he knows. He's rich. So often I decline dates because he insists by saying he will cover everything when we talk about my financial problems. The reality is that he rarely pays the whole bill. It's not his duty, but it's nice when he does it since he's able to. But sometimes he makes me pay more when my part is less by keeping my change, and sometimes I cover the whole bill. The worst part is that he doesn't ask me to pay beforehand, but he asks in front of the waiter when they comes with the bill. And I find it embarrassing because I think he's about to pay. So when he asks, I'm stunned, and often also the waiter. Also, one time he bought museum tickets for a museum he wanted to visit and said, "You owe me 14 euros if you want to." What am I supposed to say? No, I don't. Of course, I would pay it. Yesterday, we went to a restaurant with his parents, but we ate at different tables. His dad paid for his mom. And when we had to pay, I knew he would ask for my half, so I gave the money to him without questions. When we got out, his dad approached us and joked about him making me pay and asked why. I asked, and I said, "Don't worry, sir, I'm used to it," in a joking way. When I went home, he texted that he was offended because his dad argued with me, saying he was giving a bad impression by not acting like a gentleman. I'm sorry, but that comment just split out of my mouth because I was nervous. What do I do now?
So she's not wrong for making that comment, as people just jokingly say that all the time, but as she's financially struggling and he's well off, he's definitely the asshole.
Okay, first you make you're okay with the girls playing like split the bills when you're like two together, and when it comes to your family and you just want to act like you're
exactly. He's just trying to put on the act, and she treats their dinners or pays more often than not, and she's the one financially struggling. He's the one who has money. Just to spoil her a little bit, pay for dinner, and not make her pay for the both of you.
Sometimes it's nice when a boy says something, we girls spend hours of makeup and outfits.
Because I'm sure they're not going to cheap restaurants every time. Especially if he's well off. I'm sure he's acquired.
Yeah, she did mention that she paid a lot.
Yeah, because I bet he has a quote unquote acquired taste for expensive food. So as people seem to do. So yeah, he's definitely in the wrong. I feel like they're gonna break up.
Okay, I mean they're 18.
They're still really young, but he should know better. And he knows better because he was gonna pay for dinner with his parents.
Yeah, like
Right.
you only pay for your girlfriend's dinner when you are with your parents. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah,
Act,
that is
like,
not
grow
right.
up.
Honestly, poor girl. Nah, he's definitely the asshole in this situation. 100%.
Like, I think he's a hypocrite as well. Like for doing like that.
True.
Like just to like show everybody that like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm such a good
He
boyfriend.
can do it. He just won't. Maybe he's manipulative.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
can
think they're
see
gonna.
that.
I don't think they're gonna last.
And and she did mention that like her best friend already dislikes him for other reasons.
Yeah, and like usually when a best friend dislikes your
Mm-hmm. You
boyfriend,
know
like
something's wrong.
more times than not, it's for a good reason. They're usually a good judge of character.
Yeah, because like the only reason that your bestie dislike your boyfriend is that he does something bad to you.
I mean, sometimes the bestie is like jealous, which is understandable, but she doesn't seem to be in this situation. I think she's justified in how she feels, and I think the Redditors should
Mm-hmm.
take her side more and understand the situation because she's not the asshole. Any thoughts on that?
Mm, like I'm okay, but like splitting, but like I think like you have to say it beforehand.
Yeah,
So it
not
doesn't
like
like get
saying
awkward.
it beforehand. That's fine. But, like when the waiter comes up and just expecting her to, she can't really say no. That like embarrasses her.
Yeah, be like, okay, like it's like I thought you're gonna pay the bill, and then they were just like, oh, okay, and you'd be like, oh, we're splitting, by the way. And you'd be like,
And
oh,
yeah, you can't really just say. It makes it awkward for everyone involved. Oh yeah, no, he's definitely in the wrong here.
and I actually got a question. Like, so when it comes to first date, do you think like the boys should like pay the whole thing, or
First
like
date.
you should split
I feel
first
like
dates? Yes.
as long as you're not going to like a 5-star restaurant that costs $600 for a water, I personally think the man should pay first. Just my opinion, but I it depends.
It actually buys a good impression as well.
But like if you get a girl flowers and you don't need, like open her door, doing all the small things that no one does anymore, you're gonna have her wrapped around your finger. Like
small gestures matters, guys.
gestures. Like walking, like if you guys are walking to the car, you're walking on the side of the road, so she's safer. Like you'll have her twisted around your finger. Being nice, not being on your phone the whole time. Oh,
Yeah, make sure to pay attention to her. Yes.
like
Remember what she likes.
like in you don't even, if you're gonna get her gifts, you don't even have to get her big things. You can make her like small little letter, and if she like really cares about you, she'll really care about these items. In my opinion, like
I really like prefer handmade gifts instead of like buying expensive.
like example, if I had a boyfriend, if he picked up a flower on the side of the road, I would fucking love it just as much as if he bought me flowers, from a florist, just because he thought about me and wanted to give it to me. So,
you could like even send a picture of it, like, hey, that reminds me of you.
Exactly.
I would melt.
Like I thought this rock was pretty, and I just wanted to show you because I thought you'd like it too. Even something
I
that's like that just so good. I want that to be so cute. Oh man, we need people like that. Listen up, man. You should.
Okay, I was like, it doesn't cost that much for the flowers as well. Like, I know it doesn't have to be expensive, but it doesn't cost that much.
You can $15. You can get a really good bouquet from like Walmart, for example. Like $15.
Oh,
$10.
okay.
$10. Like take it out of the plastic wrap and like wrap it with some paper, and it looks fucking beautiful. And she's gonna be so impressed. She's gonna be so happy because people don't really get flowers anymore unless they ask.
Yeah, and letters as well. Not many people write letters these days.
I used to write letters all the time and just telling them how much they mean to you, not even just over text, but
and like tell them how much I appreciate to her. Like it doesn't cost them a paper and a pen. That's all you need.
I feel like sending a handwritten note or handing her a handwritten note is better than those same words in a text message, because I feel like they have more weight and value as you put in time to write it. What do you think about that?
agree. Like,
Even
I
if it's
would
like on
love
a
to
little
receive a letter.
even if it's on a little sticky note being like, I love you so much, thank you for being mine, like that would make my heart melt. Like
Oh,
something like
same.
that.
I love
Like,
when they does that.
I know. Okay. Am I the asshole for wanting to help my significant other with our twins? For not so is he the ass? Probably. You should help with your wife with your children. Like
Yeah,
you need
I
to
thought that's
help
a
your
father's
wife with your
job.
children.
That's a father's job to do. What?
Like, what do men call watching their children babysitting? That's just legit watching your children. You're not
I'm sorry,
babysitting.
but like, not only the women, like, they have to stop like thinking like, oh, the woman has to take care of the baby. That's their job. No, it's
but
both of your jobs.
Yeah, both of them. Exactly. Okay. We have 4 kids together. The total ages are 6, 4, 1, and 1. For context, I have always been vocal about not wanting more than 2 kids. Our firstborn was a boy and our secondborn was a girl, so I was happy to have one of each. I am the sole breadwinner, as daycare costs would not make it worth her. Not like it would be too much. So that's why I guess that's why she stays at home. After our second child, I told her that I wanted to have a vasectomy and she was against me having, so we had a third. We fought about this for months. I didn't want to get it done against her will, which is reasonable, understandable. Her reasoning for wanting another is that she always wanted a bigger family. My reasoning against it was that I felt like she had a hard time keeping up with the daily tasks with only 2 kids. I also spoke to her at length about how the other child would be financially unsuitable since we barely have 2 jobs and we're just barely making ends meet. Not to mention I'm too exhausted all the time from working. Anyway, before we could reach a conclusion, she fell pregnant. She was on the pill, according to her. Barely ever missed a day.
Okay.
We now have a total of 4 beautiful children that I love, but I cannot bring myself to give her the extra help for the twins. We are all now stressed and fight all the time. Sometimes I want to help her with the twins, but it gets me so discouraged every time I see everything I warned her against has come true. I know that they are my children too, but it's not fair to get yourself in a situation when everyone advises you against it. Then ask for help when the shit hits the fan. Now I come home from work, and I'm helping our 2 children. Nothing more, nothing less. Am I the asshole for refusing my wife to help with the twins?
Okay.
This is a tricky one because I feel like they're both in the wrong.
Yeah, I think you guys both also. I'm sorry.
Before you got married, I think you should have discussed more in depth about what you wanted family-wise. That's what breaks a lot of people up, because some people like get divorces because one person wants kids, the other doesn't.
Yeah, how you gotta split like two?
Yeah, I think 3 kids should have been the max, because like I feel like that's a good compromise. But,
okay, like before you're having a children, like isn't like it's a big discussion. Like you need a big discussion about it. It's not just like, yeah, I want it, so I'm gonna have it.
I know,
it doesn't go like this.
You gotta think about money. They're both already exhausted and can barely keep up. So how would they have, 2 more children? Because it's not like they expected twins, but twins even worse. Like, I feel like she wasn't truthful about being on birth control. Maybe
You think she lied about it?
Or maybe she just didn't take it.
I think I think she lied, like for the she never missed a day.
Because I mean, vasectomies are always reversible. So like, if in the future, if they make more money and decide that that's what they would like to do, then it can be reversed. So I think I feel like they should have gotten a vasectomy early on once they decided he wanted one. Personally, what do you think?
Like, I don't know. I just think they both mature. Or okay, let's think of that. If you could not afford, like you don't have money to afford a kid, why do you have it?
I mean, it's controversial because,
like, do you you already have 3 beautiful children? Like, do you really need a 4? Are they not enough for you? Are you not tired?
Well, he said he loves his children. He said they're beautiful. He loves them. So it's not like he has something against his children.
I think it's against his wife, right?
There's an edit. You want me to read the edit?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for your replies. You guys held no punches and tore me a new asshole in the process. Jokes aside, to address the reoccurring concerns, we live in a small house and meal prep for a couple days at a time, so cleaning and cooking shouldn't take too long. My eldest is in school during the day, and my 4-year-old actually helps with the twins. My wife is tired all the time due to the workload, but she spends her time on her phone and then goes to bed past 3 a.m. daily because she has quote unquote lost track of time. On my days off, I used to take over so she can rest. It takes me a little over an hour to do everything, and I managed to put the kids to bed by 7:30. I feel like I'm feeding into her bad habits, phone, by being so hands-on. I understand that the pill is not 100%, but she does not enjoy sex with condoms, which is why we use birth control. Marriage is about trust, which, I understand that. But he wanted a vasectomy, and birth control can fuck with women. As for abstinence, anyone that lives with their significant other will tell you it's easier said than done. I do care for all of my children, including homework, playing, feeding, bathing, etc., but I refuse to give extra help, which I mean do not go above and beyond to take care of them after work with as much as I already have to do. Especially since I told her prior to having the twins that I already am limited on what I can do because of my work hours. I agree therapy would help us get over the resentment I feel, but I do not have the time or money for this right now.
Aww.
So it's not like he's ignoring the kids. He's still helping with the kids.
But why do you say am I the asshole for refusing to help my wife with twins?
I mean, he's still helping. He's just not going above and beyond. So I mean, they're both in the wrong, but birth control is known to fuck up women, basically.
Yeah,
I feel like a vasectomy is reversible. Why can't you just get the vasectomy?
I don't get it.
It's a one-time thing.
So you're not gonna have children. You're not gonna have children again. So why not just have the thing, do the surgery, and then you can still have sex with each other?
Yeah, you can still have sex. You don't have to worry about protection and
because
vasectomy is 100%.
He didn't mention that his wife doesn't like using condom. Isn't that perfect?
Yeah, because
it doesn't cost as much.
Because vasectomy is 100% foolproof, and birth control isn't 100% foolproof. So
I know.
Vasectomy is reversible. There's really low rates of their things going wrong. Higher rates with issues with birth control. And I feel like
it's actually cheaper than women as well. The surgery.
I feel like her issue, some of her issue probably comes from birth control because it legit can change how you act, personality wise.
Oh yeah, they have so many side effects, mood changes.
Yeah.
Understandable. And it changes her hormones as well.
Exactly. I feel like they needed to start couples counseling maybe back before they had the children.
Couple therapy.
He cares for his children and takes care of them. He just doesn't go above and beyond. So I think he's in the wrong, but the wife's more in the wrong.
Yeah, you need to find out what the issue is and then fix it.
Yeah.
But they don't know what the issues is though.
Yeah,
that's what I'm seeing.
They need to go to couples counseling, and I'm sure in due time, because they live in a small house. If he can make more money and there's less financial burden, maybe it'll get better. But I don't know. Maybe I feel like they're gonna end up getting divorced.
You think so?
Kinda. I feel like they're gonna have issues or just be really unhappy.
Communication is the key, everyone. As I said, communication.
Communication is the key. Exactly. Okay, so what is your last opinion on this? Who's in the wrong? Who's the asshole? And for what reasons?
Oh. Just go seek a therapy. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh my god.
Okay, it's undecided. Both are in the wrong.
I'm the worst host ever. I just you know what? Go seek a therapy. I'm gonna fix everything, trust me.
Okay.
And communication.
Communication and therapy.
Communication.
Fix the other problem. Okay. Are we ready to go on to the next one?
Okay, next one.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for booking a trip 4 weeks after my father's in-law surgery? My wife's father has surgery scheduled soon. I'm going with my wife to my in-laws' place to help out, drive to and from the hospital, etc. I'll be staying there for about a week until he's released from the hospital and comes back home. But the full recovery time for the surgery is 6 to 8 weeks to 3 months.
Ooh, okay.
I'm also switching jobs around this time, so have managed to take a few weeks off. I booked it a 1.5 week international trip scheduled to leave about 4 weeks after the surgery. I knew my wife couldn't come or wouldn't want to go, so I picked a destination I knew she didn't have any interest in going to. My wife freaked out at me, saying it was completely inconsiderate for me to consider going anywhere at a time like this. Obviously, I would cancel the trip if there are any complications or anything, but I'm spending a week or more helping out around the time of the surgery. Their home is also several hours from ours, so I thought going a trip near a month after the surgery wouldn't be unreasonable. Am I the asshole? I did mention to my wife I was planning to book a trip before I did say. She didn't really say anything, and then now, about a week later, is when she really blew up at me and said she didn't appreciate it.
I mean, he mentioned it previously, so I feel like at the start I felt like he was in the wrong, but because that edit, he told her previously, and if she really had a problem with it, she should have voiced her concerns then.
Look, guys, another couple with no communication.
Look, guys, this is a pattern. Yeah, you know what makes the relationship work? Communication.
Ooh.
Communication. So I don't. So I feel like maybe like I understand switching jobs, taking an opportunity, because taking care of family can definitely put a toll on you both mentally and physically.
True.
But he's going without her, isn't he?
Yeah, because like he said he knew his wife wouldn't come or wouldn't want to go.
Okay, so
and he also picked like a destination that like she knew he didn't have any interest in going.
Well, he already told her beforehand that he was gonna plan this, so I feel like she should have voiced her concerns then. That like you can wait. Maybe can we do it on a different day or different month? Like
yeah, I'll be like, I really needed you right now, so could you like cancel or like reschedule the trip?
Did he? I wonder if he communicated to her that he would completely cancel the trip if her dad had any complications.
Okay, but like also like he only going for like 1.5 weeks.
Yeah,
it's just like a week and a half.
Yeah, it's no time at all.
It's not that much. And the surgery recovery time is like 6 to 8 weeks to 3 months. Yeah, you're not gonna expect him to like stay like with your father-in-laws for like 3 months, right?
Like you're gonna have to like stay at their house if you're gonna take care of them, since they're a few hours away. So
no, like
I don't think he's wrong.
Yeah, I don't think it's his responsibility like to take care, like to like fully take care of his wife's parents.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I feel like he doesn't have a good relationship with his in-laws, or else he probably wouldn't have taken the vacation.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like he already told her beforehand that he was planning it, so that just like kind of sums it up that he's fine.
Like he thought he was fine, but then like she just blew up at him out of a sudden.
I guess the stress is getting to her. Maybe he didn't communicate everything that he said in the story to her, and maybe she didn't say. Maybe she didn't.
Yeah, he could have making it out.
Yeah, I feel like communication is the issue.
Well, guys, just communicate. I mean, like I know it's hard to communicate, but it's the key. Yeah, it is the key.
I feel like overall, he might cancel the trip and they're gonna have a rough patch, but I feel like they'll be okay in the end. Maybe. See, I think I don't want to say she's the asshole, because she's under a lot of stress right now. Because if it's that long of a recovery period, I'm sure it's a dangerous surgery. But I don't feel like he's the
And
asshole.
he did mention he was helping it out as well. Like he stayed there for a
Yeah.
week already, like helping your father.
Like he's gonna help up until he goes on his vacation, and I'm sure he's gonna help when he gets back.
Yeah, just little vacation. Maybe like could help him like, release a
So
little bit of
he's
stress.
a little bit of an ass. It's a little bit of a dick move, but I feel like she's more in the wrong than anything.
Yeah.
Okay, it's an iffy story. Yeah, I don't know if he's the asshole exactly.
Like 4 weeks after the surgery. I mean that's pretty long time, no? That's like a month.
Yeah, that's like because the recovery time is what, like 4 weeks, like a month to 3 months. So he would already be like decently through the healing process. So there wouldn't
Yeah,
be any
like
so there
I
should
don't
be
think there'll
less
be any
stress to take care of
issues.
them.
Yeah.
Like, I understand if it was the first week he was coming out of surgery, but this is after he's had a month to recover. Who knows? He might even be fully recovered by then. Like, I feel like it's a little ridiculous. I don't
Yeah.
think, I mean, it's a bit rude and inconsiderate in my opinion, because I understand people need vacations and switching jobs, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like they could have worked it out better if they just talked about it.
Communication.
Honestly. Have any last points about the story?
um Not really.
So, okay, what is your overall conclusion? Who is in the wrong and for what reason?
Honestly, like I mean, he could have rescheduled the trip, but then like
At the same time, he's
I don't
switching
know,
jobs,
man.
so it's hard to get vacation time when you first start a job. So this is like the grace period when his job is ending to his new job.
And sometimes you just need to focus on yourself more. Like it's not like
Yeah.
it's not everything about the others. I know like taking others are
Yeah.
important as well, but like you need to take care of yourself first.
Yeah, so they're both in the wrong, but at the same time, they're both in the right, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they just could have communicated it better, but I understand both perspectives. Okay.
Yep.
Am I the asshole for offering my niece an incentive that I didn't offer my child? What are we thinking?
Huh.
Not enough information. Okay.
Over my niece, but then over your child.
Offer my niece incentive that I didn't like. Do you take favoritism over your niece compared to your own child? Okay.
Let's see.
47, have a child, Julie, F16, and a niece, Mary, F15. My husband is a doctor, and I am in finance. So between us, we both make a substantial income. So yeah, they make good money. My niece's parents, that is my sister and her husband, died in an accident 3 years ago, and they had significant debt, and there was little left of their estate after settling it. My mom, who had retired, took Mary in. Mary was never a grade A student, but after this, her grades started sinking and sinking even more. My mom tried to help her, but Mary seemed like she had given up. We sent her to therapy, but that didn't seem to help much. In the last exams, she failed half of her subjects and had to go to summer school. Before this year, I feel bad for her. I mean, I understand, like, trauma of losing both your parents.
Yeah.
Before this year started, we tried telling her what failing would constitute and to try harder. I offered to cover her college fees if she kept her grades high enough to get into one. She didn't look motivated at all. As a last resort, I offered that if she could maintain a GPA above 3.5 throughout school, I would give her the money equivalent of a college that she could use for anything: school, travels, a down payment on her job, and so on. Her choice. Getting her to graduate was more important to me. Julie came to know of this offer yesterday from Mary, who asked Julie's help to study. Julie approached me and asked why I never offered her such a deal. I told her that we would pay for her college. Julie said it's not the same as offering free money to maintain a GPA. I reminded, I already have opinion. I already have thoughts on this. I reminded her that she's a top student who maintains an average GPA of 4, which is great. And she has dreams of getting into college. Mary isn't like that and isn't one to be motivated by her grades. Julie said I'm showing her favoritism. She involved my husband, who said that we should at least offer the same deal to Julie. But frankly, I'm scared that the deal would derail her from college. Am I the asshole for not offering the same incentive to her? No. Because her daughter is, a really good student, and she has dreams of going to college and having like college money, like just having a bunch of that. I feel like she's gonna get all caught up and go travel and then have no interest to do anything after.
Like, her parents are gonna pay for her college no matter what anyway.
I feel like she's not the asshole in this situation. She's just trying to get Mary along and finish high school.
Yeah, especially like when like she lost her parents and stuff.
Yeah,
she's like been through a lot.
Like, I understand why Julie is upset, but at the same time, I feel like she should have more grace over Mary based on what she's been through and how she's struggling with school, and she just needs to graduate.
I mean, yeah. Like, I do understand like where like your parents focusing on the other's child more than you, but then like also empathy.
Yeah, I feel like the daughter is just a spoiled brat, maybe a little bit. Like, I would be, of course, if my parents, I feel like I might be a little butthurt if my cousin got, thousands of dollars and I didn't. But I feel like
I would be a little jealous.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little jealous, but I'm not gonna cause a big fuss of that. Like, I might complain a little bit, but I mean, I'm getting my college paid for, and that's already hella expensive. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the husband's just trying to make his daughter happy. Because it's not like.
I feel like they could have offered like a different deal instead of
yeah,
because it's like looks so fair.
Mary doesn't have parents to support her financially in any way, so.
Like Julie, you need to know, like, she lost her parents. She lost her parents.
Yeah, she's struggling. So, I feel like she's not the asshole.
I don't think so. I just feel like maybe you could like offer a different deal to her, like get her a car. I agree.
Yeah, getting her a car and then maybe like giving her like $5,000 because compared to college, $5,000 isn't too much.
$5,000 is a lot, like.
For college, it is not. You like a semester of college is like 20,000 plus.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like, I mean, my college is fucking 9K a year.
I'm in the States. It's expensive.
Damn.
I know. Some colleges are like, it's like, oh my god, it's crazy. Don't even understand. Colleges are just so much money.
I know. Like, I'm glad they didn't charge me as international student, or else I have to pay for 12K instead of 9K.
Thank goodness for that.
I'll be like, yeah, I've been in UK for long enough. Too late. Treat me as a British citizen.
Exactly. So, what are you thinking? Is she the asshole in this situation?
Nope.
No,
I think Julie's just a spoiled rat. You need to learn. She needs to learn. She needs to go outside and find a job.
I feel like maybe the mom could have talked about it to her daughter, like, in an appropriate way, because maybe the mom was like frustrated and be like, Julie doesn't have this, I'm gonna do this, and I'm paying for your college, don't be whatever. I feel like she could have been mean about it.
Yeah, and maybe like I feel like maybe her parents spent all the attention to Mary since, like, because she's going through, and then they ignored Julie.
Yeah, but Julie has, straight A's. She's probably an honor roll student. She wants to go to college. Like, I feel like getting her college paid for, that. I understand where she's upset, but she shouldn't be offered the same deal.
No, I think she's just making excuses for more money.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I don't think Mary is gonna. I don't think Mary would do well in college, so she's probably
They already in a wealthy family. Like, I don't think you really need the money.
Yeah, no. If she really needed help, I'm sure her parents would financially support her in any way they could.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely think the mom is not wrong. Maybe she could have said it better, but that comes with virtually anything.
Yeah, I think she could have just like. I mean, we've been giving her advice, but I don't think you're the asshole because you've been consider. Like she considered like all the shit. I'm not good at wording, but yeah.
yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, so it could have been said better, possibly, but she's not on the wrong. Julie just needs to grow up.
I mean, she is 16. She is 16.
So she's still supposed to be mature.
Yeah.
She needs to be mature.
Parents, it's time to teach your daughter a lesson.
Maybe she's a spoiled brat. She's used to getting everything. I don't know. Maybe.
Actually,
I don't know. It's a tough one when you don't know more of the story.
like we already know the mom's side, but we never know like the daughter's view of it.
Oh.
And I like, cause like when we feel stuff, we're like different from our parents.
Yeah,
of course.
So maybe the daughter's feeling like left out or like feeling like she's not getting treated fairly.
Yeah.
So in that instance, I would understand the daughter's perspective, but we don't have the daughter's perspective, so we just have to make our own assumptions.
Yeah. Communication, guys. Communication.
That is
communication.
If you take anything out of this, it's communication. I feel like that's been the issue for virtually every story is communication.
Like, okay, like, even though if you go to like a couple therapy, what are they gonna say? You guys need communication, guys.
Communication makes any relationship, whether it be with a neighbor, with a friend, with a significant other, with your parents, it makes it so much better if you have good communication. Like, oh my god.
And
so
also understand like other people's situation. Like put yourself in their shoes and like feel and see.
Exactly. I feel like people don't do that anymore.
They just do what the fuck what they want because freedom.
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 I don't know. I feel like the mom should try to understand the daughter's perspective, but I still think the mom is right. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe they could like put Mary into like a therapy section.
Well, she is.
Did he
therapy.
mention?
Yeah, she's.
She is.
Yeah. I feel like they should ask the therapist.
Yeah, they should ask the therapist like what to do about it. Okay, I think like the therapist section is not working, so maybe switch up.
maybe switch to a different thing.
Yeah.
I hope they get this set up. This was only posted a day ago. I know.
Man,
so we might get an update.
You know what? I wish you all the best, and for Mary as well, because
I wish the best to all of them.
She lost her parents, and I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh. Just poor family with issues.
Just like take your time to grieve.
No, you guys got it. I'm sure you guys will figure it out. I mean, you're getting your college paid for, Julie, so. Personally, I would like my college paid for, so, if they don't want to pay for Julie's college anymore, they're more than welcome to pay for mine. Like, I will graciously open my arms and say, yes, please, thank you. I'll even call her mother if she wants me to.
Aww.
Okay, well, I think that finishes it up, does it not?
Yeah, okay, so we do have the conclusion is communication, of course.
I feel like, out of everything, I feel like we should take it out. We need to communicate better.
Do you have anything to add?
Communicate, guys. Just communicate. Just communicate. Okay.
All right.
Thank you for watching Mieby. I hope to see you guys next time.